Hey guys, it's Ben, the only kid. Welcome back. Today we will be talking about bullying, and we have a special guest, my cousin Al. Now, Al is a head lawyer for Interact, which is an intersex rights organization. He works with a lot of kids, a lot of bullying. And he's going to tell us about how administrators, guidance counselors, school psychologists, and parents can help youth get through troubling times with bullying. Now, Al, do you have any experience with kids who have a learning difference that might affect social interactions concerning bullying?
Yes, I do. I have experience with a bunch of different types of young people, including kids who have differences in how they engage in social situations.
Hmm. Now, what is your experience been with bullying, both personally and professionally?
I was bullied as a kid because I was weird and transcended a bunch of norms around gender. And that experience led me to want to go to law school to become an advocate for other young people who were experiencing that kind of treatment. So, in my professional career, I work on behalf of youth in mostly institutional settings like schools, juvenile justice facilities, hospitals, that kind of thing, around the treatment that they receive based on differences.
Mm. Now, why do you think bullying is such a big problem in schools?
That's a great question. I think a lot of it has to do with fear of difference and there being a lack of clear policies and procedures to deal with fear of difference and what to do when someone experiences bullying.
Hmm. Now, what is a good way to deal with bullying from a school's perspective?
I think knowing what the values are of the school and having those values inform a clear set of standards that leaders can look to when they have a situation in which they're concerned that bullying is happening or other type of conflict behavior. When people know that there's something that they should be doing and that there's clear guidance around how to do it, that really helps because oftentimes where people get into trouble is by thinking that things will just go away on their own, and that often just makes things worse.
Mm. And now, what can parents do to help schools help kids?
Um, Support your young people. I think empowering youth is really important. Telling them, showing them, supporting them in difference and letting them know that being different isn't something to be ashamed of is really important. And then also just checking in with the young people in your life about how they're doing in school, and if they do talk about behavior that might be worrisome, keep track of what's going on for them so that you have a full picture of what they're facing.
And especially for kids with learning disabilities that might influence social situations, should parents and schools be in contact with each other, um, like not just using the kid as a go-between, but also having guidance counselors and administrators and psychologists talk to parents, so they can have the most information? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think that's absolutely to have administrative support in whatever way the school can provide can be really helpful, knowing that it's not just on the shoulders of the young person or their family to advocate for themselves is really powerful. If there's the opportunity for that, I think that's great.
Now, what is the wrong way to deal with bullying from a school or parent's perspective?
Definitely to ignore it. Ignoring or blaming the young person who's experiencing that bullying or going through a difficult time, telling someone that they are bringing it on themselves is something that I've seen a lot, and that's really unfortunate because what's important is demonstrating that that kind of behavior isn't part of how communities should operate. So normalizing it, saying that it's your fault or that it's something that you should just get used to is definitely the wrong way.
Now, are there general tips that you would give to schools to support kids who are experiencing bullying?
Yeah, I think that certainly this is something that comes up in a lot of schools. And it's in the best interests of the schools to have clear guidance around how to deal with conflict so that individual teachers or leaders who are dealing with this kind of situation don't feel as if they're alone or they have to make up the procedures, knowing that there are procedures in place that have been well thought out with the best interests of everyone at heart. That is very important, and following those procedures when something happens.
And what do you think of something like restorative justice, where kids are, it's not just administrators get a report of bullying and do something about it. It's like they have the kids talk to each other and do that. Do you think that's a positive or a negative thing to have in schools?
I think that it definitely depends on the situation. In general, I'm a big fan of restorative justice. I think it needs to be considered in a thoughtful way. So, to have a restorative justice model that works, people really have to buy into it and give it the resources that it needs, which is often a full community involvement around those practices and procedures so that it doesn't feel like things are being sort of pushed under the rug. If restorative justice is done well, I think it can be really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's today's video. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful week. I'm sorry I didn't upload last week. We did this interview, and then there was technical difficulties, and then everything's just been in a giant kerfluffle, and then I haven't gotten around to refilming it until now. So, I'm sorry for the delay, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more, check out my playlist. I will link that in the description down below. If you want to subscribe to my channel and see more stuff like this, that would be awesome. If you do subscribe, make sure that you hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And if you have something interesting, insightful, or nice to say, or have an idea for a video, please leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you. Hope you're having a wonderful day.